you say. That you only meant well, 'cause you did.
What's going on, everybody? You know what it is. Giant Unplugged TV is back for episode 4. It is Mark Curry Monday. I've been promising you guys a part 2 interview to his explosive new book, Dancing with the Devil, How Puff Destroyed the Bad Boys of Hip Hop. And I gotta tell you, it's a very interesting read. We had an opportunity to catch up with him on the Couch of Truth. He goes into great detail about the relationship between Sean Puff Combs and Shyne, aka Jamar Barrows, and what led up to that nightclub incident where Jamar pretty much threw his whole life away in the name of Bad Boy. Let's go ahead and get into it. Couch of Truth, y'all, I'm telling you right now, no artist spotlight, no entertainment rundown. We got nothing but Mark Curry. Get your mind right, get your popcorn. There's Shakir talk. It's going down. Giant Unplugged TV, do not shoot the messenger.
There's no artist that ever was signed to Bad Boy, if you look at it, that was happy enough to stay. Totally out the picture. Mace, he turned to a pastor. Loon, he was later on in the game, he turned to a Muslim.
Yeah.
Shyne is in jail. Black Rob is in jail. Young Jock just actually got released from the label. But he wasn't happy with being signed to the label because he was signed through Block Entertainment. Bad Boy signed Block Entertainment. So then you just figure, like, if you wanted to talk to them about your deal, like, hey, I need to go to the studio. They say talk to Block. You be like, hold on, man. Am I signing the Bad Boy or am I signing the Block? Well, you signed the Bad Boy. Well, then if I want to talk to you about why I can't go to the studio, how come I can't talk to you?
That's
because
his
you
argument.
signed through Block.
Yeah.
So you say, well, who got the money for the studio? Say Block got the money for the studio.
Why does he have it if I'm not signed
Yeah,
to?
why he got it? Like, so then you look at Block and you say, Block, what's the deal? What's the deal with the money for the budget? And Block say, talk to Puff. So then you be back at Puff. You go in this circles like, hey, hold on, man.
Around and around we
I
go.
think y'all playing me for one, right? I never been to the studio, amazingly. I never been to the studio to mix down one song, and no producer that ever produced a song for me ever been paid for a track. So that just lets you know exactly how screwed my budget was. The parent label that Puff is signed to might be Universal at the time, or Warner, who he's with. They didn't actually give you $300,000 or $400,000 to do what you want to do with the money.
Yeah.
They gave you that money so you can
allocate it to your
my project or grow it, right? And then you're not doing it. So it was like, I call it stealing. You know what I'm saying? And to me, that's when the robbery comes in. It's like, yo, if you rob me without putting a gun to my head. I'm coming to this studio every day. My mother and father is alive, and they know I'm here working with you, and they're happy, they're proud, because they know that I'm doing something, and you actually robbing me. You're not giving me what the people gave you. So you figure out of the 2.1 they give Puff, he's gonna go buy him a new Bentley or something. And you'd be like, wow, where did this Bentley come from?
No matter what side of the fence you're on, whether you're pro Diddy or against Diddy or don't have an opinion either way, everybody agrees that he definitely did Shyne wrong.
Definitely.
That was the most ultimate and blatant disrespect and disloyalty that you can prove to everybody. Because I'm sorry, just looking in your book, you talk about how you met Shyne. You talk about, and people don't know this. You talk about how Shyne's parents and his mother, asked Diddy, or pretty much said that they'll only allow this if Sean, Mr. Combs, takes accountability and be his parental,
basically,
his parental unit while he's doing that. And clearly that didn't happen.
No, Shyne used to be in the house with me. Shyne had became like a younger brother to me. Like, to this day, I still love Shyne. Like I love my little brother, because it was me and him lived in a house together, and I was the older one in the house. So I'm like, yo, what you doing today? He was like, yo, Mark, I want to go get a car. Can you come with me? I'm like, yeah, I could come with you. I went with him to get the car. Then you could see Shyne's. He wanted a 600 that day. He wanted 500.
You told me and you also told me how quickly you talked about how quickly he destroyed it. But
he know how to drive.
Of course. What do you think that he's going to do about him being released? Is he going to stand by him? Do you think, is he going to have a check waiting for him? Is he going to have a card waiting for him? Is he going to have a thank you?
If he do have a check waiting on him, I don't think that Shyne is going to. Shyne probably made enough money just off of who he is now that I don't need to take your money. I would not take. Matter of fact,
But isn't he being sued specifically? Because I think that once you didn't the families of the people who got shot in the club were coming after that money he made because you can't benefit off your crime? Wasn't that like a legal issue at some point? I'd look into that.
I'm gonna say this though. I recently heard Shine say that who is Diddy? He don't exist.
Wow. Interesting. Okay.
So when he comes home, I don't think that Puff can have anything to do with him.
You know, with the unfortunate passing of Shake last year, and you
Rest in
that
peace.
rest in peace, absolutely. And you know, and everybody has such a great respect for that man. Like, you know, it's one of the things that, you know, with all that you've heard about Shakir,
Yeah.
I never can say I heard anything bad. Now we've heard talk, but I would say I heard anything bad.
Nah, never.
Now, what is your take on his alleged suicide? I'm not sure that was confirmed or whatever. You know, his passing. What is your take on that, and how deep does that really go?
You know, something really was bothering Shakir, and it wasn't. You know, a lot of people say that it was the stress from the job.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Shakir went to Morehouse. First, he worked with Noontime, and then he went to Hitco. So I seen his incline. He didn't have no reason to be stressed about no music. I can walk away from this today, so it ain't gonna be the stress from the job.
Okay.
It wasn't my wife was cheating on me or my daughter or whatever. It wasn't that. So
Okay.
we're going to outrule that. Matter of fact, when it first happened, my man who's in the book, V, was one of the first people that was there. And I'm talking to him on the phone, and he was actually broken, shaking all the way up. Like,
Absolutely.
why did Shakir do this to us? Right? I'm like, what happened? I'm like, yo, tell me, yo, what's going on? He was like, I don't know. I said, yo, Shakir just ain't gonna kill himself over anything. You know what I'm saying? So then when it happened, you break it down, and then you realize that something, his wife said it best, and everybody has to pay attention to the words, because words mean a lot.
Absolutely.
She said, I can't quote it word for word, but I could get it close. Shakir was not himself these past few months before he did this to himself.
What could it have been? What could it have been?
Obviously, he did something that wasn't supposed to have been done,
Mm-hmm.
and somebody was going to remind him about what was going on. And he was like, if you put this out, my wife is going to know. My kid is going to know. I heard the actual truth.
What is the truth?
See, the truth, like they said when they told you.
Come on, it'll set you
don't
free.
say.
It'll set you free. The truth will set you free.
Well, the truth is basically, if you look at what his wife said,
Yes.
his wife said it, and we're going to leave her words and let her words be the last word that represent him, because we're going to owe her that,
Got you.
right? Whatever she want to let be out there, then we're going to take it and run with that. She said that he wasn't himself during these past days.
Do you think that we'll ever know?
Yeah, we do know now.
Well, no. I mean, when I say we, do you think the large portion of people will know?
Yeah, I believe eventually that, you know, once time goes by and, you know, the concern about it wears off, somebody's going to tell the truth or what really happened. It's bigger than this. Dancing with the Devil, that title, is not just calling Puff no devil. That's not it. The music industry, the whole industry, you put them all together, that every one of them, man, or every one of them have their wicked ways. You know what I'm saying? And that book represented.
So was it good for you? Giant Unplugged, Couch of Truth, Mark Curry. We sat down and aired it all out in the best way possible. I enjoyed every minute of it. Puff, I still have the open invitation for you to come and sit down with me, and let's have some real talk and defend yourself at least a little bit. Now, we all know that Shine, aka Jamal Barrows, is being deported to Belize, but Hot 97's Miss Info and Angie Martinez had an opportunity to speak to him recently, and they have some information for us as to how he's holding up.
I do know that even one of the victims in the case has spoken up to allow him to stay here because he's been very cooperative in the civil suit. Even the victims, like,
And remorseful, and very remorseful.
and cooperative in terms of settling the civil suit.
Giant Unplugged, episode 4 is in the can. We got more interviews this season with Michael Malden, Roy Jones Jr., Trina, and a whole lot more. Now, you know what this is. Your celebrity scoop minus the bullshit. I see you all next week.